Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we're doing something a little different. We're diving into the New York Times connections puzzle. And, instead of just giving you the answers, we're actually going to break down the puzzle itself, explore
Mhm.
the connections between the words. So our source material is a Forbes article all about the February 24th, 2025 connections game. And the best part is you can play along at home. I'm going to give you the 16 words and the hints, but not the answers. So get those mental gears turning and see if you can crack the code before we do. Okay, here are the 16 words: mermaid, cave, hearth, buckle, bow, scarf, butte, gulp, wolf, compass, china, shine, swallow, give, anchor, and gobble. So many words. Now for the hints. We've got 4 hints, one for each group of words. The yellow group is what you might do if you're ravenous. The green group is capitulate. The blue group, permanently represent life at sea. And finally, the purple group, elongate yourself, but not quite like Mr. Fantastic does. These hints are tricky. I'm already feeling a bit stumped, so I'm excited to bring in our expert to help us untangle this word web. What jumps out at you about this puzzle's design?
It's interesting how the puzzle designer uses word choice to lead us down certain paths. Like they could have just said hungry for the yellow group, but they said ravenous, which implies a much more intense, way of eating.
That's a really good point. I hadn't even considered that. So let's start with the yellow group hint. What you might do if you're ravenous. I immediately thought of gobbly and GLP.
Yeah, those seem to fit that ravenous description.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering about scarf. Like, it's not usually associated with eating, but it does suggest a fast way of eating something.
Oh, that's clever. I totally missed that. Okay, what about green group? Capitulate. This one seems a little more straightforward, right? It basically means to surrender.
Yeah, but the word capitulate suggests a specific kind of surrender. It's like surrendering under pressure.
Okay, I see what you mean. So words like POW and buckle could work here because a bow bends and a buckle can break. And what about the blue group? Permanently represent life at sea. This one just screams nautical theme, right? Anchor and compass come to mind.
For sure. And what about mermaid? They live in the sea forever. It's like that kind of permanence.
Oh, and swallow. That's
Ah,
a bird that sailors get tattoos of. Okay, last but not least, the purple group. Elongate yourself, but not quite like Mr. Fantastic does. This is the most confusing one to me. Where do we even begin with this?
it's definitely outside the box thinking. I'm thinking about elongate yourself.
Hmm.
Like it could be physically stretching, but it could also mean adding on to a word.
Interesting. And the Mr. Fantastic part makes me think it has to be like a figurative kind of elongation. So
Or-
could words like butte and china fit here? Because you can add a letter to the end of but to get butte. And china can be extended to china cabinet.
Yeah, I think you're getting it. And what about hearth? You could add a Y to get hearty, which again connects back to the yellow group theme of eating.
Wow. I never would have gotten that. Okay, I think we've talked enough about the hints. I'm curious about the answers, but I want to give you a chance to figure it out too. So before we reveal everything, let's go over the group themes one more time. The yellow group is eat voraciously. The green group is bend under pressure. The blue group is classic nautical tattoos. And the purple group is body parts plus letter. Okay, so take a minute, maybe pause the episode if you need to and see if you can match the 16 words to these 4 groups based on what we just talked about. All right, let's see how well you did. Ready for the answers?
Hit me with it. I'm ready to see how we did.
Okay, here we go. The yellow group eat voraciously is gobble, GLP, scarf, and wolf. How'd you do?
Not bad. I think that's a good group.
Yeah.
It really shows all the ways you can eat fast. Like the hints. What I think is interesting is wolves. Like when you think of a wolf, eating, it's definitely ravenous.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, the green group bend under pressure is bow, buckle, cave, and give.
That one's all about how things break right, like even strong things. The word cavey is cool.
Mhm.
It can mean like a cave collapsing, but it can also mean like giving up, you know?
Yeah, one word with so many meanings. All right, the blue group. Classic nautical tattoos is anchor, compass, mermaid, and swallow. I love all those tattoos.
Yeah, me too. Those tattoos mean so much more than just like the sea. They mean like hope and adventure. And remember swallow. It's like that double meaning,
Yeah.
like eating fast from the yellow group.
It all connects. And finally, the purple group, body parts plus letter, is butte, china, hearth, and shine. This one is so hard.
Yeah, it is kind of tricky. But when you get it, it's pretty cool. You just add one letter and it changes the whole word,
Yeah.
but to Buchin, to China, and so on.
It's amazing how much one letter can change a word. So how did you do? Did you get all 16? Even if you didn't, I hope you learned something about how these puzzles work.
Before we move on, I wanted to mention something from the article. The author of the article actually lost their winning streak on this puzzle.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, they got the yellow and green groups, but they couldn't get the blue and purple ones. They were stuck on swallow as a verb and forgot about the tattoo.
Wow. So
Wow.
anyone can get tripped up on these puzzles. You really have to think differently. It's interesting to think about why people love these word games so much. Why do you think they're so popular?
I think it's because we like to find patterns and make connections. We like to understand things, you know. And these puzzles are like a challenge for your brain. And it feels good when you solve them.
Yeah, it's like a workout, but for your brain.
Right. And it's not just you by yourself.
Hmm.
Other people are playing too. It's like something you can share with others.
It's like a club for people who like words and puzzles.
Exactly. And the world is so crazy right now. It's nice to just focus on something quiet and use your brain. It's a break from everything you know.
Yeah, word games make you pay attention and they make you think. It's a good break from all the craziness. Yeah, it really is amazing how much you can learn from just a simple word game.
I know, right? They're not just about finding the answer. It's about like how you think and what you think about.
Yeah, that's true. Like even the themes in this puzzle, they kind of show us what's important to us as a culture right now. Like the blue group with the tattoos. That
Yeah.
shows that we still love the ocean and adventure and stuff like that.
Exactly. Like those tattoos have been around for centuries. They mean like, facing danger and being free and stuff. It's still something we care about today.
And then the purple group with all the wordplay. That shows how much we like to play with language and make it our own.
Yeah. It's like we're saying, hey, I can't control the world, but I can control these words.
I like that. But like bigger picture, why do you think these word games are so popular?
Well, I think it's because we like to challenge ourselves. We like to solve problems and feel smart.
Mm-hmm.
And word games are a good way to do that. It's like a little reward for your brain when you figure it out.
It's true. Like when I solve a crossword puzzle, I feel so good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just you doing it by yourself. Other people are playing too.
Yeah.
So it's like a shared experience. It connects you with other people.
Like a group of word nerds all geeking out together.
That's it. And like I said before, the world is so crazy right now. It's nice to just like chill out and focus on words for a bit.
Yeah, it's a good escape. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the New York Times connections puzzle, I want to leave you with something to think about. How do these simple word games show us what we need and what we want as humans? Are they like a window into our brains? Let us know what you think. You can find us on our website or social media. And thanks for joining us for another deep dive. See you next time.